All right, so I'm going to start. We're going to look at the reaction the price had off of the Asian session high yesterday. I mean, because this is just textbook, and we talked about this on the live, right? So you can watch the live video from yesterday. Why did we have this reaction? All-time high, another really important high. We tested the all-time high. We didn't close above it. Breakdown. Candle closures are very important if you're swing trading. Very, very important. And they're also important when you're scalping too, but I'm just looking at it more when I'm swing trading. Why? Because it shows momentum. So right here, it could look like we're coming up. And some of you potentially could have taken a buy position right here just because you're like, okay, we're breaking all-time high. I wouldn't have done that. I would have waited for us to close above, come down, retest. So I'd be looking for a break and retest setup. So something like this. If I traded Asian session, which I don't trade Asian session, but let's just say I was up for whatever reason trading Asian session, I'd be looking for bam, 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 break, retest the liquidity, confirmation up, just because I'd want to make sure this is a higher low. Right? So that's what I'm looking at mainly. That's what I'd be looking at. So I'm going to move this so you can see the volume. Cool. So one thing we do have today, which I'm going to send out in the game plan, we have FOMC minutes. So what is FOMC minutes? So long story short, the FOMC is it's a meeting. They talk about a lot of important stuff that decides the economy. And the meeting's been going on. So rather than everybody learns about the meeting, what they do is they release this little report called FOMC minutes. So around 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you'll be getting a report. There'll be a report coming out that is FOMC minutes. So what does that mean? A lot of volatility. So around 2 p.m., things are likely going to go a little cuckoo, right? Because all that volatility coming in, all that volume coming in. So just be aware of that. I mean, please be aware of that. The thing with news is it's usually good when you're aware of it. The problem that everybody's done, I've done this before, I'm not gonna lie, is sometimes you like don't check the news thing and you trade news and it just does not end well. Right? I remember when I first started trading, I was trading like Forex. I was trading around like 8:20. That's usually like when I like trade. I was up early, I was trading, and I was in a position and I did not check the news. I was just like, oh, I'm in a position, cool. I was actually like kind of on vacation. So this is so bad. I was on vacation. Where the fuck? I was in like Naples or something. I was somewhere in Florida, and I was like sitting on the balcony. I was like, "Oh, life is good." Like I'm trading, and I wasn't paying any attention to my position really. It was a swing trade, but I was like, I should have been paying more attention. News came in. My position went so backwards. Vacation ruined. It was terrible. And I can laugh about this now, but during the time, it was not funny. It was like, what? Because you have to be aware of the certain conditions that are coming into the market. So you have to be aware of the information that's coming into the market because the people who are trading with lots of money are aware of every single piece of information. So if you want to keep up with them, you have to be aware of the information. So that's why I use forexfactory.com. Not that sounded like a fucking commercial. I'm not sponsored by them at all. It's a fucking website, but forexfactory.com is a great website and it's completely free. You don't have to pay a dime. You just hop on forexfactory.com and you can see right here FOMC meetings. So yellow folder means like not that important, relevant to our currency, which is US dollar. And red folder is like important. And yeah, and orange folder is like medium important. Right? So forexfactory.com, great website. But yeah, I learned to never not understand fundamentals ever again after that experience. But we all have moments like that in trading where you do some dumb shit, right? And it's a blessing and a curse because you learn from it. If you don't learn from it, then it's just a curse. But if it's a blessing if you learn from it. Like one thing I like to look at it is I don't really look at them as losses. I say I either learned or I want to trade. I either learned or I want to trade. And I just repeat that mantra. Because I'm telling you, like once you have a consistent strategy, it does not really matter if you take losses as long as they're small. Right? Like, and that's actually this is like such an important concept. And I think a lot of people would benefit understanding this. When you take a trade, you have to accept that you're probably going to lose. Like, think about it like this. It doesn't have to be the case, but accept that you could lose that trade before you take it, right? So I see so many people, and I know some of y'all are doing this, and that's why I'm saying it to you on the live. So, for example, like we have options alerts inside of our Discord, right? Some of them are going to make a ton of money, and they have been making a ton of money, but some of them just won't hit because that's how alerts work, right? Some alerts work, some alerts don't. That's how trades work, right? Some of my trades work, some of my trades don't work, right? Some of Warren Buffett's investments work. Some of Warren Buffett's investments do not work at all. Right? Just how it works. The reason that people are profitable, are able to become profitable, is because they know over a long enough period of time it'll work. Right? And they also have a plan. So if you're in a trade, right, and you are texting in the premium chat like, "Yo, when should I get out? When should I get out?" That's not a great thing. because you should have that plan in place within 20 seconds of taking the trade. That should be the first thing that goes through your mind is, okay, I'm in this trade. When am I getting out? And when am I getting out for a loss? And when am I getting out for a profit? And ideally, you have that beforehand. But let's just say you're just taking an alert and you're not looking at this up. You're just taking an alert. You should have a plan. When am I getting out on the downside and on the upside? Because then when you trade, you'll be cool, right? You'll be chilling. You'll be like, just vibing out because you're in a trade and you already have a plan. But if you're in a trade without a plan, it's going to be so stressful. Even if it works out, it's going to be so stressful. So I don't want you all being stressed. And I say that because being stressed will make you lose money. Because when you're stressed, you're not thinking irrational. Like, think of all the dumb shit you've ever said to somebody. You guys, like, everybody's done this. You ever said something really dumb to somebody or, like, just done something stupid? It's always when you're under a very intense emotional state. It's very rarely when you're, like, calm and chill. You're never just like, oh, like, I just said some dumb shit. No, it's usually when you're in an emotional state. And then when you're in that emotional state, like 10 minutes later, you're like, why did I do that? And it happens when you trade, too. You're like, why did I just do that? Because you're thinking with emotions, right? So that's really important. You have to think with your logical mind, not your emotional mind. You have two sides. The emotional mind is supposed to keep you like alive and like help you survive and help humans reproduce and all that fun stuff. But the logical mind helps you make decisions, helps you make clear decisions. So think with your logical mind. You have to kind of put your emotional mind to the side. Right? Logical game, not an emotional game. So we're going to mark out some levels. So this is actually a really interesting scenario. Because we did have, I usually just keep New York open marked out throughout the entire day. Like after now, I closed, just broke through a bunch of times. But it does show you that New York open can still be relevant after price breaks through, right? Because we came down, broke through it here. And on the live stream, we called that shit the fuck out. We called that out. Apologies for my language, but we called that out. It was right here. I go right around 8:45, I believe. You can go look at the live stream. I said we're likely going to get a bounce here if we don't close above here. Bam, bounce. Come and tested it, and had a nice little bounce off of this opening gap as well. And we actually bounced. A lot of people got in that trade. So if you got in that trade, shout out to you. You made some coin. And we actually came and had a break and retest, clean break and retest. Not the first. This is not a clean break and retest, but the second one was after we got some volume in the afternoon session. So that's just something to kind of be aware of. Is okay, maybe your trading plan is from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m., right? And that's a perfectly fine trading plan with me. I just want y'all to have a trading plan. So it doesn't really matter. I don't even care if it's 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. As long as y'all have it in place and you follow that, that's what really matters to me. Because we all have different hours. Like some of y'all can just get up early and just kind of do whatever. Some of you are working 9 to 5, 7 to 8, just all these different hours. So I'm going to check in the chat real quick. Where's the middle zone marked out? Oh, this zone. This is an opening gap zone. Opening gap zone, which isn't really relevant as much anymore, but it was relevant. Here, we did break through it, so I'll probably just take this zone out. I mean, let's look at the 1 hour. If it's still respected on the 1 hour, I'll keep it. Yeah, it is. It is. Nothing broke below, but this is an opening gap zone. So right here, what's an opening gap? So Sunday, or Friday, I'm sorry, we closed, price closed. So the difference between where price closed and where price opened. So right here, and then where price opened. Cool. So let's start marking out areas of liquidity for today. All right, so we're going to go London high. I'm just thinking if I should adapt this to the new all-time high. I will actually. That's there. And then what we're going to do next, I want y'all to guess it if you're in premium. YouTube people may not know what I'm talking about, but premium people know exactly what I'm about to do right now. 8 a.m. Get my rectangle out. Bam. Good old New York open. That's beautiful. All right, so let's see how price reacts here. So we're currently in a little bit of a downtrend. A little bit of a downtrend. How can I identify we're in a downtrend? High, high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So let's see what we do right here. Right, so let's check on some volume. Go on the 1 minute to check volume. People ask me how to get the setting. So I believe there's a setting, I'm gonna try to find it real quick, that you can go into on TradingView where you can go on trading, show volume on candlestick, status line. Yep, right here. Yeah. So go to status line and then hit volume. Hit volume right here. So status line, then go volume. And that'll get you the volume. Cool. So I'll get you that little volume up there, which is really helpful. Some of y'all, I've seen some people with the craziest volume indicators. And some if it works, good, right? But like me personally, I just like to keep it really simple. I just like to look at the volume up here. I don't like the huge volume indicators. And my thing is not like what I'm against with indicators is not indicators. Some indicators work great, right? But what I am against is people only using indicators and then not looking at the price action. That's an issue. If you're using indicators as a confluence or to confirm your thesis on price action, that's great. I love that. I'm all for that every single day. But if you're just using the indicator, that's when I'm like, dude, that's fucking, don't do that. So yeah, we're currently just seeing what we do if we break out a New York open here or if we come and reject. All right, so let's find some other lows. We do have that low that we bounced off of, which I'll adapt to the actual low now. Adapt just means like change the level. It just sounds cool as fuck, so I say adapt. All right, this to a blue. Blue is demand. Highly recommend color coding your levels. It's all a mental thing. It's just you want to get like used to it, accustomed to it. All right, cool. I mean, textbook setup. We talked about this. I thought it was going to play out in the day. It just played out a little bit later. We talked about this on the live yesterday. Beautiful rejection off of the all-time high and barely made a new all-time high. Came down, bam, downtrend. If we continue in a downtrend for today, so let's just say we reject right here. We reject right here. I want to see us come through here and then ideally test this. We could break below that. For us to become bullish, what would need to happen is we would need to break above this, come down, retest this a little bit, continue an uptrend, and then make new all-time highs. We need to make new all-time highs if we're going to go bullish. I mean, we could range around here a little bit. Sometimes we will do that. Sometimes around all-time highs, we'll just range a little bit and we'll move. But we do have the FOMC thing at 2 p.m. FOMC minutes that'll likely make price move a lot. So if you're trading around 2 p.m., please be careful. See what NQ is doing. I don't really look at NQ often, but I've not charted NQ in a minute, so my lines are not going to be spot on. People ask why I don't trade NQ. It's like, I like trading ES a lot. ES works for me. ES has made me a lot of money. NQ has made me less money just because I've lost some money on NQ, but I don't like the idea of like switching around what I'm trading too often. I like the idea of coming on, mastering something, knowing exactly how it moves, and just trading that every single day. Because with NQ, sometimes there's some moves where I'm just like, I didn't really see that. I didn't really see that there. And some people who trade NQ are like, oh, I totally saw that there. Like my man David, he's big on NQ, right? David's big on NQ. Shout out David. He's our other futures analyst. He's big on NQ. He's been making a lot of money on NQ. He's been making people a lot of money on NQ. But like for me, I'm like, I'm just gonna stick to ES because if I find something that works for me, why would I change that? Why would I change that? Because most people never find something that works for them in terms of assets. So if I'm lucky enough and fortunate enough to find something that works for me, I'm just gonna stick to that, right? So let's see if we can get a closure above this. We just did actually on the 1 hour, which also means we did on the 15 minute. So we might get a little bit of upside, right? We could come up and test this little 5 point move. We got some buying pressure that could definitely be a little play, right? Buy, take profit right here, but we do need buying pressure to come in for that to occur. If we just have this low volume stuff, we're just going to sell right back down to here. So I'm just watching right now to see if we either come up and test here, or if it's just a low volume kind of thing and we come down and test this. So we're going to check out our handy dandy volume, which y'all now have because I showed you the setting. That's very low volume. You know what could happen today? Because we did have some nice volume yesterday. Really nice volume yesterday. What could happen today is we get really low volume until FOMC minutes at 2 p.m. So it could be really low volume until 2 p.m., which would not be like super fun, but kind of just got to accept it, you know? Right, so a little bit more. People have been asking me a ton of information about the Academy. Just going to go over it for like 30 seconds, just because there's a lot of people on here that weren't on when I first started this. The Academy, first of all lifetime members already have complete access, and this is the last day we're doing that. After today, you're gonna have to enroll. You're gonna have to do an application process, which will either accept or decline you, because we only want like a good small group of people in there, just so I can work with everybody one on one. I don't want it to be a ton of people, because then I just can't really get to everybody. So if you're in lifetime in the next what 12 hours, 14 hours, probably about 12 hours, then you will have full access to the academy. You'll automatically be enrolled. After that, we're going to open out applications where you can apply, and we'll accept or decline your application. And we're only going to have a few people in there, and it's going to be probably a lot of applications. So if you do want to like guarantee access to the academy, you can join lifetime for the next 12 hours. It's going to be 20 hours of live education with me. So it's going to be like lives, similar to the live we're doing right now, but it's going to be live lessons. So we're going to start at the very basics, go deep into my strategy, go deep into how to execute on literally scalping, swing trading, day trading, all of that stuff. You have lifetime access to the Discord, and you'll also have my contacts. You can text me on Discord, or you can text me on Telegram, whatever you need to. I'll accept your friend request, and I can just help you. I can guide you with anything you need help with. And we will also have a full course in there, right? Like it'll be like hours and hours of just content, breaking everything apart. I literally just went into everything I've done, everything that people have asked me about, full course module, and there'll be a separate chat for the Academy members, just so people can network with other people and really just get to know each other. Everybody's working towards the same goal, so there'll be a separate part of the Discord for that. And the last thing is we're going to do something special. So we're probably going to find a city. It's either going to be New York, Miami, or LA, somewhere fun. And we're going to fly a student out at the end of the year in a few months, and we'll do a YouTube video, and we're going to do some sort of competition. So maybe whoever passes the most funded accounts, or whoever gets the biggest payout, or whoever makes the most money, something like that. I want to do it more performance based. I want to do like more account percentage growth, because some people have big accounts, some people have small accounts. We will do some sort of surprise thing. So I'm not going to say too much about what we're going to do, but we have something really cool to plan. All right. So That's what we're doing with the academy. That's what we're doing with the academy. So let's see if we get a little rejection here. It looks like we could. Could reject, come down and target this. Yeah, definitely some selling pressure coming in. Yeah, so today it's just gonna be about seeing if this downtrend continues, which at the moment it looks like it is. So one of the hardest parts of trading is waiting. And most of your mistakes will come right here, right? I'll answer some questions. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat. Will you still make videos to the premium course when the academy is open? Yes, I'll still make videos. So you aim for the blue zone if it breaks New York open. Yes, yes, yes. So if this breaks New York open, comes down, I look for a break and retest right here. I want to get sells on the way down to there. Cool, cool, cool. So thankful to be here, man. I know 6 to 12 months from today, I'll be crushing it alongside all of you, just in the learning phase. Of course, bro. I'm thankful to have you. Very great mindset. You have a very great mindset. I was talking to him about manifestation and stuff like that, just seeing where you want to be and just getting there. It's so true, man. I'm telling you. You don't even fucking realize. Some of you might, but your mind is so powerful, right? Because your mind is so powerful. Nobody's really going to believe in you in life. I hate to say it, nobody's really going to believe in you, right? It might be if you're lucky, your wife, your girlfriend, your mom, your family, but besides that, nobody really wants to see you win. So you have to see yourself win and then understand the exact actions to get there. And you have to understand it's not going to be an easy journey because if it's easy, everybody would win. Everybody would have financial freedom if it's easy. Everybody would have Lambos. Everybody would be doing what they want to do. That's not the case. The reason it's worth it is because it's hard. And because once you do it, you'll look back and you'll be like, oh shit, I did that. Now I can do anything I want to do because that's who I fucking am. Right? So you have to become the person you want to be and understand that it's going to be hard. It's going to be very, very hard. Right? Like the the reward for it being hard is freedom. But for you to get freedom, you will have to be very disciplined. Right? So you have to put yourself in your own schedule. If you don't put yourself in your own schedule, you will be put on somebody else's schedule. I literally wrote that down when I was working a job. I wrote it down. I'll fucking find it and I'll show it to y'all. But I wrote it down. I was like, either you put yourself on a schedule or somebody else put you on a schedule, right? Because I wasn't really on a schedule. I'm not gonna lie. When I first started out, I was like trading sometimes. Then I was like, you know what? I'm going to bed at this hour. I'm waking up at this hour, right? Put yourself on a schedule, or else somebody else will. Literally, goosebumps. Yeah, man, it's fucking crazy. Edge of greatness. Everybody is, man. People, so many people are so close to greatness, but they just don't have like whatever it is you want to do, right? If you want to have trading be your main thing, if you want to have trade and use that to start a business, if you just want to make some side income, you can get there. But if you quit, you can't get there, right? So that's how it works. So if you quit and you don't try, you won't get there. Somebody else will. But if you try your absolute hardest, and if you believe in yourself, and not only believe in yourself, but execute, right? Because people always say believe in yourself. Yes, you have to believe in yourself, but you have to execute on that belief. You have to literally know every single day what's your plan, what are you going to do. Somebody said, explain the levels I have drawn out. Yes. So these are highs. This is a most recent high, Asian high. This is a previous all-time high. This is a London high. This is a New York low. This is a New York open. So currently we're just watching to see how price reacts to the New York open. So it's either going to come down, break through, break and retest, target this, or we're going to break above here and have something like that. I'm so fucking, I love that GIF. So no Asian low. Good question. So the reason I don't have Asian low is because we've broken through this a bunch of times. So I'm like, I don't want to really market a level that we've broken through. It's true, man. I mean, bro, like when I was fucking working a job, like I knew that wasn't for me. I knew it wasn't for me, and not in like a cocky way. You know what I'm trying to say? Like not in like a, oh, I'm too good. I just knew that this wasn't how I wanted to spend my life because it obviously was for me at the time. That's what I was doing. So like at that time, it was for me. I was working with everybody else. But I knew that I didn't want to spend the rest of my life like that. I didn't want to spend the rest of my life with somebody texting me when I have weekend plans and saying, "Hey, we move your shift to Saturday, so now you can't do anything," and you just having to say, "Yep, sounds good." I didn't want to do that. I really didn't want to do that. I wouldn't do that. I would not settle for that. And I was in a period, and I think a lot of you can relate to this. And even now, it's really weird. Like you feel like you kind of get out of this period. I'm definitely like in a lot better space now. But I was in this place where like I didn't really want to have fun. I didn't really want to go out and party and do all that stuff until I reached my goals, until I did what I wanted to. You know what I mean? Like I didn't want to go out and party. I didn't want to go out and drink because I didn't feel content. I didn't feel happy with where I was in life. So I didn't want to go celebrate because I didn't see anything that was worth celebrating. And should I have probably had a little bit more fun? But yeah, but like I'm not gonna do the whole should I would I game because you can't do that. That's the past, right? But know that if you're in that space, I relate to that because it's a little lonely because a lot of people don't believe in you and you haven't quite got those results to be in the group with your new friends. The people you want to hang out with, you haven't quite got that kind of proof or results to hang out with them. And your old friends, you're way ahead of them because they're still drinking or doing whatever they're doing. And nothing against drinking. It's just this consistent drinking thing that I am against. I don't think the whole drink every day, every night kind of thing. But you have to go through a period where it's gonna be a little lonely. It's gonna be a little lonely, right? And is that fun? No, but is it worth it? Absolutely. Because after you go through that period, when you get what you want to get, when you hit that 10K a month, 20K a month, whatever you want from trading, and you funnel that in your side business or however you want to do it, right? Once you get there, you're gonna be like, I am so fucking glad I did this, and you'll never look back. You'll never be like, oh, I wish I would have did that. And I never do that. I never think back and say, oh, I wish I partied more. No, I'm saying I'm fucking glad what I did. I'm very glad, right? So charts wise, low volume so far, man. Pretty low volume. I mean, even right here, just kind of low. low volume stuff, right? So we will see if we can get some sort of breakthrough or breakdown, but it's really all I'm looking at right now. I'm ending the YouTube